stacked on top of each other. You can see from photos like this one, the damage in these places was often extensive. The tragedy claimed the lives of around 250,000 people, making it the deadliest tsunami in all of history, while the 2011 Japan tsunami was the costliest in terms of damage. That tsunami was also generated by an earthquake that created waves as high as 40.5 meters, just about 5 meters shorter than the Statue of Liberty.
What the fuck, dude?
Into the Japanese east coast, traveling
That's
about
crazy.
5 kilometers inland away from the coast. As you can see from photos like this that look like something straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, with what used to be a road stretching out into the endless ocean, the economic cost to Japan was enormous. An estimated $300 billion in damages was done, more than the entire GDP of South Africa. But these are what are called regular tsunamis, and there is an entire other class of gigantic waves that are simply called mega tsunamis. Unlike a regular tsunami that is created by an earthquake,
I want to see them.
A tsunami is usually created when a massive amount of material suddenly falls into water, which displaces that water into a huge wave. The most tragic and possibly terrifying instance of this happening in recent times was back in 1963 here in Italy, just 100 kilometers north of Venice. The Italian government and a construction company were building what at the time was going to be the largest dam on Earth. The only problem was that they were building this dam with a huge water reservoir the size of a large lake right next to one of the most unstable mountains on the planet. For months leading up to the completion of the dam, there were several minor landslides and other signs that there could be a catastrophe coming, but rather than heed the numerous warning signs, the Italian government actually decided to sue the few journalists reporting on the issue for, quote, undermining the social order. The government and company continued to ignore all the warning signs until it was obvious that the mountain was actually going to collapse directly into the dam's reservoir. The engineers calculated the landslide that would likely occur, lowered the water in the reservoir to...
Dude, what the fuck is this equation? Holy, is this real, dude? Holy shit! This is fucking Egyptian hieroglyphs. I don't even understand these fucking symbols, dude. Dude, look at this. Fucking SOEDL, motherfucker, dude. 3E21. The fuck are those?
Was a safe level, and then actually stood on top of the dam the night that they expected the landslide to occur to watch it all go down. The only problem was, the landslide ended up being over 10 times more powerful than what their calculations had predicted. This is a view of that mountain today. This right here used to be the reservoir, and all the land that's there now came crashing off the mountain from these areas.
Holy shit!
Rock. This tremendous amount of earth and rock fell into the reservoir in a matter of seconds, completely filled the entire reservoir, and generated a wave 250 meters high that flew over the top of the dam and into the villages below. The wave was almost the same height as the Transamerica building in San Francisco for some reference, and caused an impact crater 60 meters deep and 80 meters wide when it slammed into the ground on the other side of the dam. If you were standing from this angle looking up at the dam at the exact moment that the wave came over it, the entire sky that you see in this picture would be completely covered by water. This photo was taken in the town of Longarone, which before the mega tsunami looked like this, but
holy shit!
Like completely
what do you do when you see that?
Around 2,000 people lost their lives in the accident, but it's not actually the largest mega tsunami even in recent history.
Do you go in the basement?
Would have to go to a mega tsunami that happened
or outside and just swim
back in 1958. A powerful earthquake caused a massive landslide to occur here at the backside of the bay. The huge amount of land that came crashing into the bay created a titanic wave 525 meters high that slammed into this part of the bay, completely went over it, and smashed into the other side here.
What?
Huge amounts of damage to the rest of the bay and destroying millions of trees. The height of this wave was over 100 meters higher than the tip of the Empire State.
Dude, this is a fucking joke, right?
Short of the recently built One World Trade Center in New York City. But even this is tiny in comparison to some prehistoric mega tsunamis. The largest tsunami generated from a landslide happened around 1.5 million years ago in Hawaii, on the Pacific island of Molokai. At some point around that time, about 1/3 of the northern portion of the volcano collapsed into the ocean and generated a wave 600 meters high.
Okay, this is a joke, dude.
The island of Molokai and wreaked havoc on the rest of the island.
What?
This wave would have been about the height of 4 Great Pyramids of Giza stacked on top of each other, but even that pales in comparison to the largest ever known mega.
Dude, you can see that shit from motherfucking space.
About 66 million years ago,
this asteroid that likely... I remember, dude. I remember that. That was a long time ago.
The dinosaurs source also
I remember that
caused
shit.
possibly
This shit was
the
crazy.
largest mega tsunami in all of Earth's history when it crashed
66
into the modern-day
million years ago, dude.
The asteroid was 10 kilometers in diameter and released an unbelievable 100 teratons of TNT energy. For comparison, the Tsar Bomba, which is the largest nuclear bomb ever detonated, released only 1/2 millionth of that same amount of energy. You would need 2 million Tsar bombs to release this same amount of energy, which caused an equally unbelievable wave of up to 5 kilometers to the Gulf Coast states of the modern-day United States. That's higher than the Matterhorn in the Alps, by about 500 extra meters. In fact, the height is higher than all of the mountains in the entire Alpine mountain range. These waves were so big that if they were to have happened in the Indian Ocean, the entire island of Madagascar would have been completely submerged underwater for a time. Imagine being on an island the size of Madagascar in this scenario, with absolutely no escape from the clutches of the ocean's waves no matter how high on the land that you can get to. It's a weird thought, but at least it happened 66 million years ago, and there's really no...
This is so easy.
Like that
Just build a hole,
right?
go in the hole, let the wave crash, and then go out and swim up. Easy clap. Why is that scary?
During your lifetime happens, which would cause a tsunami about 1 kilometer high and would probably wipe out the entire east coast of the United States. Unless that happens, then no, probably not. But it's still fun to think about. This video has been brought to you by Audible.com, with over 180,000 audio...
Am I wrong, dude? Dude, tell me how I'm wrong. I don't give a fuck. Tell me how I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm going to round, so boys, chill the fuck out. The pressure. Sure. Yeah, just fucking put earplugs. Jesus Christ. Scrim, move back 30 minutes, boys. Jesus Christ. I just read the message. It says, move back 10 minutes. Do we do another game? Or do we watch some shit? You guys wanna watch some videos? Okay, dude, fuck it. Ooh. What do we watch? Casually Explained is not funny at all. I think that's just dog shit. How big do tornadoes get?
Tornadoes are some of the most terrifying natural disasters that happen on our
I want to watch that.
They can strike without warning, obliterate entire cities, and can throw people and cars around like...
Is that a train wagon, dude?
How exactly big and terrifying can a tornado actually get? Well, most tornadoes have wind speeds that are under 110 miles
I should put this on max, to be honest, like this.
per hour, and are smaller than 80 meters across.
Trials in 30
Imagine
minutes.
an American football field,
20.
and the tornado would be about as wide as 75% of the field's length. And while it would certainly be difficult, a human could actually manage to withstand being blown away by that wind speed. But that's not what you're watching this video for, so let's just get straight into the insane world of gigantic tornadoes and where they happen. Tornadoes have been documented to occur in every continent on Earth except for Antarctica, but a vast majority of tornadoes happen here in the United States in a region known as Tornado Alley. The reasoning for this makes sense because of the unique geographic location. Cold, dry air flows in, accompanied by the jet stream from the north.
And then
warm air
warm air. And the warm goes up,
air flows in from the Gulf
wing like that,
The combination of all this air mixing together is what causes Tornado Alley to be such a hot spot for tornadoes, and time again new records have been set here. The year 2011 saw a tornado super outbreak where in just 4 days there were 362 tornadoes that touched down over an area spanning from Mississippi to Virginia. On just April 27th alone, there were 218 tornadoes that touched the ground.
Jesus Christ.
Together in the span of just 4 days, these tornadoes caused over $11 billion in damages, claimed the lives of 324 people, and injured over 2,200 others. You can actually tell the path that tornadoes have taken very easily from satellite images like this one or this one, but even still,
holy shit!
Even the most lethal tornado incident in the region. The deadliest tornado in U.S. history happened
Where does it all go, though? I know the tornadoes, they suck the juice, right? The items from the ground, but where do they go after?
back in March 1925 in this region of Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. There is no record of how fast the wind speed of the tornado may have been at the time, but it slashed through a path between all three states of 219 miles long. It traveled that
Oh, back down. Like I thought it would only go up.
distance in only 3.5 hours, meaning that if the tornado instead started in Washington, D.C., it would have reached all the way to New York City in the same amount of time. In that distance, the tornado claimed the lives of 695 people, but even
Dude, this is like viewers.
that wasn't the deadliest tornado
Fucking
in world
dead
history.
tornado.
A lesser-known tornado hotspot is located on the other side of the world in this region of Bangladesh and eastern India. More lives have actually been claimed in this region by tornadoes than even in Tornado Alley, and the most catastrophic of these happened back in 1989. Most people in this region live in very impoverished conditions and
Ew!
built structures. And
Holy
that's why
shit!
the insane population density of the area is what led to this disaster.
Must smell like
Tornado struck a
shit.
heavily populated area of these poorly built structures and ended up claiming the lives of over 1,300 people and injured over 12,000 more.